Former U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton has revealed that President Donald Trump saw the Khashoggi murder as an opportunity to divert attention from his daughter Ivanka's email scandal. The revelations were made in Bolton's memoir, The Room Where It Happened, a book about his 18 months in the White House. Here are some highlights from the book that paint an unflattering portrait of Trump's foreign policy decision-making. According to the book, Trump sent out statements defending Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman after the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi in order to distract reporters from covering Ivanka Trump's use of personal email to send hundreds of emails about government business in violation of federal records laws. Trump had called for Hillary Clinton's arrest during his 2016 campaign following her use of personal email for official work. Trump came to the defense of bin Salman one day after Ivanka's use of private email became public. We may never know all of the facts surrounding the murder of Mr. Jamal Khashoggi. In any case, our relationship is with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They have been a great ally in our very important fight against Iran. The United States intends to remain a steadfast partner of Saudi Arabia to ensure the interests of our country.
Trump issued a statement, you say, to divert attention from Ivanka, who was getting press for her emails, her private email account.
Well, the president said that. Now, in fact, he also strongly believed in the statement that he made, but it was very much on his mind that day that his daughter was taking some heavy hits in the press and absolutely guaranteed this diverted everyone's attention.
And he said that?
Yes.
Bolton alleged that Donald Trump's tough on China mantra is for show. He said the president sought China's help in winning re-election in 2020 during a summit last June, telling President Xi Jinping that increased agricultural purchase from American farmers would aid his electoral prospects. According to the book, Trump has also called the Chinese president the greatest leader in Chinese history. Trump also allegedly encouraged Xi to proceed with the building of so-called concentration camps in the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, where human rights activists say 1 million Uyghurs, including children, are being held and facing indoctrination, an allegation that China denies. According to our interpreter, Trump said that Xi should go ahead with building the camps, which Trump thought was exactly the right thing to do. The National Security Council's top Asia staffer, Matthew Pottinger, told me that Trump said something very similar during his November 2017 trip to China. Trump last week held off on imposing tougher sanctions on Chinese officials blamed for a crackdown on Uyghurs out of a concern such measures would have interfered with trade negotiations with Beijing days after signing a sanctions bill over human rights abuses against Uyghurs. Bolton claimed Trump said invading Venezuela would be cool and the country was really part of the United States. The United States has recognized Juan Guaido, the head of the Venezuelan National Assembly, as the country's leader, a move that Trump approved. But Bolton wrote within 30 hours Trump worried that Guaido looked weak compared to tough Nicolas Maduro and considered changing course. According to Bolton, Trump was determined to befriend North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, deciding to give him some gifts which violated U.S. sanctions and for which those sanctions eventually needed to be waived. Bolton said Trump cared little about denuclearization efforts and only saw it as an exercise in publicity. The Trump administration tried to block the release of the book, citing concerns that classified information could be exposed, while the president suggested that Bolton wrote the book to get back at him because he was fired. But a federal judge ruled that Bolton can move forward in publishing the book. The former National Security Advisor says he wrote the book to show how not to be a president, claiming Donald Trump often showed ignorance of basic issues he had to deal with as president. Bolton said Trump asked his former Chief of Staff John Kelly if Finland was part of Russia, and that the U.S. president didn't know that the United Kingdom was a nuclear power.
There were things that we went over again and again and again that just didn't seem to sink in, like why was the Korean Peninsula partitioned in 1945 at the end of World War II, and what did that lead to, and how did we get to that point? I think it shows a pattern quite contrary to the image he would like to convey of a decisive president who knows something about what he's doing. This was not like a White House I had ever seen before. It was not functioning in the same way as any of the 3 previous presidents I had worked for.